Man, oh man, welcome to another off-the-cuff episode here at the Time Teller channel. It is 1:10 p.m. Let's get down to business. So today we're going to be talking about something that everyone in the world has been wanting me to talk about just based upon my inbox, and it is the 2023 releases from Rolex, okay? I don't particularly think that this is the most interesting topic because I think there were some other really cool releases from other watchmakers, but Rolex is the king with the crown, so everybody wants me to make a comment about it. So, ends up, during my prediction episode, which I think we released like a week ago, I was actually spot on. I'm going to give myself a point here. I said I predict Rolex will be using titanium in one of their sports watches. Turns out they did with this YachtMaster 1 here that we can see. The issue is that it's one of their sports watches, like the one sports watch that no one cares about, which is interesting to me. You'd think they'd put it on maybe their premier sports watch, like their Submariner. I thought that would be really cool. Or maybe if they did like a deep sea in titanium, because it's such a big, chunky watch, it'd be cool if they used a really light material. Ends up, they're using it on their YachtMaster, not the YachtMaster 2 with the regatta complication. No. It's their YachtMaster 1, or just regular YachtMaster. This YachtMaster does not have the 300-meter water resistance rating that a Submariner does. So, although this is like a water nautical dive watch, it still, I believe, has the trip lock system and everything. It does not have the 300 meters that a Submariner does. So, I know people sometimes look at the YachtMaster 1, they're like, why would I get this over Submariner? And now we can see why. It's because they're utilizing different materials. I think they should have put the titanium on a Submariner, but what the heck do I know? So this is a quick shout out to GQ, by the way, because we're using GQ's website for a lot of these pictures. It's interesting to me because titanium was cool. Everose, I think, is waning in appeal. I think it was really big the last probably 3 to 4 years. But now we see a return of, that's ugly. Let's see, where is it? No one cares about Cellini. We're not going to talk about Cellini. We'll talk about the Sky Dweller in a little bit. Return of a full yellow gold GMT Master. This is a GMT Master 2 with yellow gold Jubilee, yellow gold case. We see a nice dual black with slate bidirectional bezel, even a gold GMT hand. Your standard GMT Master 2, but again, solid yellow gold. I think this is the standout in my opinion for the Rolex release. I think that this is very, very cool. What everyone seems to want to talk about is the controversial release of the Daytona. This has been redesigned. They didn't just put it on an Oyster Flex and call it a day. It does have a new movement. Now we're going to go move into Hodinkee territory. Shout out Hodinkee. You know I love those guys. This is a redesign. Okay, as hard as it might be to understand. What the heck is this? Yeah, I don't need an advertisement for Watches and Wonders. I already know what's going on. This has slimmer borders on the subdials. It has a different movement. And what everyone seems to be complaining about is this metal ring on the bezel's edge. Now, why would they do this? Well, there's some speculation that this ring of metal material protects the ceramic from chipping or shattering, because typically if you chip it, it will crack and shatter. So if you're going to bump this up against something, it kind of does make sense that they would want to put a slim metal ring around there to protect it a bit. Another thing is they added a Rolex crown down by the 6 o'clock. I think that's new. And again, a new movement. Now, people are freaking out that they are using display casebacks now. Rolex is finally using display casebacks, and it's with this new movement. Looks like a very nice decorated movement, skeletonized there, and it says Daytona around the rotor here. Interestingly enough, though, it's not with this one. It's not with this one. I don't think it's with this one, and it's only with this one, I believe, the platinum offering. So people are upset about that because they wanted... The truth is, you shouldn't be upset about any of this because you're not going to be able to find these. Okay, you will not be able to buy these watches. Not only because they're going to be cost prohibitive for most people, but because, like, literally, they're like it's Rolex. You're not going to be able to find these watches at your AD, so don't worry about it. But the rumor going around is that the display caseback is relegated to the platinum version. I don't know how you guys feel about that. You let me know in the comment section. I think that I honestly, people are bitching left and right about this, like, slimmer. It's weird. There's people bitching about the slimmer sub-dial borders, and then there's people bitching about the fact it's not redesigned enough. But we can all take pleasure in the fact they didn't just slap this on a new bracelet or give it a new dial color and call it a day. They actually gave it a new movement. They did do some subtle redesigns, and they gave it a nice ring around that ceramic bezel. Moving on to something that I am pissed off about, because, you know, everybody wants me to get upset about something, is the upsizing of the Rolex Explorer. So for those of you who don't know, started out, 36 millimeters. Then they upped it to 39. And then because Rolex is dumb, they're pushing everything into the 40 millimeter range, right? So they purposefully upped the Submariner to 41 so that they can start taking their other watches and bumping them up in the 40 millimeter range. Now, they did re-release, I believe last year, the 36 millimeter Explorer, but now this is up to 40 millimeters. And it is a stupid, idiotic, bad direction that the watch world is going. Bigger is better. Rolex is doing this. Rolex may as well be Invicta. And to really bring that point home, I'm going to show you perhaps some of the ugliest watches I've ever seen in my life. When this picture came out, I thought it was a joke. I thought people were, like, trolling me. This is being referred to as the autism president. I don't know if this is actually for autism awareness. So if it is, then I do not want to make a joke about that at all. However, I can also acknowledge that this is not very visually appealing to me. It's puzzle pieces. The baguettes are all different colored gemstones. Where the day should be fully written out, it says it scrolls through love. And then there's a heart here. GQ says the most fun day dates ever made. I vastly disagree. My 36 millimeter yellow gold president is pure class. It's awesome. I feel like a 1980s CEO. Nothing will ever best that as far as presidents, unless it's the white gold 36 millimeter. But, I'll have to save my pennies for that one. They did this kind of gradient. Just, again, I'm not really into these loud, bold colors. And then we move down to this, which is their polka dot watch. Okay, this is literally a polka dot OP. It's a bunch of gumballs, like, bunched down by the bottom of the dial, and then there's some that look like they're falling from the sky. I don't know what the designers were thinking, why they wanted to be this outlandish. This is not interesting to me. It is ugly. It is stupid, and based upon the vast majority of watch enthusiasts that I've interacted with since the release, we are all in agreement. These are like this is worse than the flip-flop Datejust that had the stupid like flip-flop pattern essentially with those stupid like palm fronds on the dial. These are way worse. I would rather rock that Tommy Bahama flip-flop edition Datejust than these. This is just ugly. Again, not to disparage anybody. I don't know where they put it. They did release a new Cellini. In my opinion, I mean, it's a good looking watch, but if it doesn't come in an oyster case, it's not a Rolex. Hey guys, I don't make the rules. Okay, I just enforce them. No one cares about the Cellini. The last thing I will say about this is the Sky Dweller. Sky Dweller is a watch that I absolutely love. It has a very, very cool complication. People don't realize that this fluted bezel actually rotates and actuates the complication. It's not just a pretty looking watch that is with, you know, an oyster case and fluted bezel. No, this fluted bezel moves. Really interesting complication, and wears much larger than you'd think, though. That's one thing that I would tell you. People think that this is just going to be like a smaller Datejust or something. No, it's actually quite big on the wrist when we're talking about wrist presence. This is in Everose, has a nice blue dial, but what's different is Rolex claims that the new movement they have in here is even more precise and more effective with that complication than the prior iteration of the Sky Dweller. So that's going to be really cool. I love that watch. It might be one of my favorite watches on Rolex's modern roster. But yeah, that's I mean, in my opinion, the worst thing they did were those stupid, nasty, like multicolored, loud presidents or day-dates, whatever you want to call them. I think the best thing they did, or the most interesting, was using titanium in a watch. Second most interesting thing was bring back solid yellow gold for the GMT Master 2 series, and then giving this Sky Dweller a more precise movement, I think is awesome. Them using display case backs, yeah, I guess that's cool. But again, if it's only going to be on the platinum models, then they're not going to be that common to see anyway. But, you know, I guess that's a step in the right direction. Who knows, guys? Let me know what you think. Again, I don't think that this is all that interesting. So I didn't want to waste Gato's time editing this. I just wanted to do an off the cuff. But in the next few episodes, they will be regular edited episodes talking about some of the other releases during Watches and Wonders that I'm actually excited about. There's a new Cartier tank, and I think it's awesome. Bivet came out with their watches. So that's a very controversial thing we're going to cover. But this just wanted to be off the cuff and let you know that it wasn't totally underwhelming this time. So I guess we should give Rolex some credit where it's due. However, they totally messed up with the Explorer and those ugly, ugly day dates. But again, guys, let me know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Telling. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. All right, guys. And again, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed. I love you.